Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar is getting a remake this year and no one saw it coming. I mean, Marvelous was out there, teasing Magical Melody and Animal Parade, which are hands down our absolute favorites, but nope, they hit us with Grand Bazaar. And you know what? I'm not even mad because Grand Bazaar, that's my game. My comfort game. The little underdog with the cutest town, a not so chaotic bazaar system, and the vibe so simple and charming that made me fall in love. The town itself is pretty small and cozy, and while there aren't a ton of characters and not much to do really, the simplicity with the fun idea, which is the bazaar, is what always brings me back to it like it's tradition. Even if it's just for a little bit. It's an amazing game for when you're feeling overwhelmed, and it might not have all the flashy features of other entries, but it's got heart and a very loud bell. So, if you've never played Grand Bazaar before, this is your chance to experience it with me before the remake. Chaos, acrobatics, animal throwing, awkward NPCs, and all. Oh, and I played as the male character because, let's be honest, the bachelorettes, way more interesting. Sorry, fellas. My goals for this challenge are very simple. I just want to see all the girlies' heart events and at least try to expand the bazaar as much as I can. I also won't be seeing the rival heart events cause that would just take forever and way more than just 100 days. So no, I won't be speedrunning, optimizing or min-maxing anything this time, even if it's a very simple game. For now, I'm just a girl playing her comfort game, having fun, and probably regretting every single farming decision I made halfway through, cause even though I played it almost every year, my memory was never good to begin with. So let's just vibe and enjoy 100 days of Grand Bazaar together. We start off strong by choosing the male character because, like I told you, the bachelorettes are carrying this game on their backs, so hide your wives. We are then greeted by our first father-in-law, Felix. He just doesn't know that he is yet. And my name reveal? We're going with Aaron. We are not here to slay titans, but we are here to slay at the bazaar and maybe possibly try to profit. Felix then proceeds to tell me that the bazaar was great once, and now it's not so much. And I'm kinda the hope of making it great again, with obviously no pressure. And then we arrive at our new home, and I name my farm, drumroll please, Hylia Farm. Look, I've been naming my farms Hylia for like 2 decades now. I am a devotee, I am loyal, it's tradition, it's culture. And since it seems we are trapped inside our own house during the first day, there's not much to do really. So I check the calendar and we have a flower festival coming up. If we are the ones who give most flowers to the villagers during the festival days, we can win this. So yeah, I will be hoarding flowers like my life depends on it. Lots and lots of flowers. Anyway, with nothing else to do, I do what any responsible farmer would do. I went straight to bed. Morning comes and Felix is back to call us a ho. Well, not really, but let's be honest, he wouldn't be wrong or lying. And because I can't seem to say no to anyone, even 2D pixelated men, I accept the farming tutorial. I've played this game 1,000 times, but yeah, go off, king. Then it's time to head out and officially haul around. And I love how we are acrobats in this game. Look at Aaron go. And we meet our first bachelor, Angelo. He's sweet, but he's kinda meh. He's giving I'm trying, but not really. And right after that, we got our first butterfly. First from a million that we will be hoarding to give the girlies. Keep it in a cage? In a cage. We are caging the insects here? Yes, we are. Where is wildlife protection when you need them? Right after that, we meet Lloyd, a man of few words, and yeah, I respect that, but he's not really a strong bachelor for me, so let's move on. After a bunch of butterfly hoarding and greetings, we find our favorite gremlin child, Kevin. The little menace. I love him. I kept foraging around town, which doesn't take too long since the map is really small. But when I arrived at the hotel, I met our first bachelorette, Daisy. Well, I don't really consider her a bachelorette since she looks like a kid, but she still is my prodigy cause she is sweet as sugar, my baby. So I gave her a flower, not to woo her, but because she's a pretty baby who deserves pretty things. And after that, I met the innkeepers, Stuart and Ethel. I moved on to meet my second future father-in-law, Claude, and this man, he speaks that material. If I could, I would marry him and become Antoinette's stepmom, but no, he's married, which is rude. And while taking a stroll, I met Wilbur and my official first bachelorette, Antoinette. Well, we were just talking about becoming her stepmom. So is this weird? I don't know. And down the hill we met our sunshine girl, Sherry, the love of my life and the light of the town. I also met Ivan, my baby boy, and my bro in this game, and since we are bros, is bromance allowed maybe? For me it is.
Move, I'm gay.
I also met Isaac, Marion, and John before meeting Dirk, my second bro. I like him way more in Tale of Two Towns cause he looks more mature, so in this game he ends up on the same tier as Daisy. He's sweet, but is too chibi for me. We also met the crime of this game, which is Raoul. Thank God Marvelous changed his design cause his and Daisy's, yeah, they were needing it. I also met Claire and Nellie, who low-key look like twins, and the actual twins, Lauren and Cindy. And with that, we are only missing Freya from the townies, so I decided to plant more turnip seeds and forage some more until she comes home from work. I love a hardworking businesswoman, and here she is. Wow! Can we just get married already? So gorgeous. I forgot that she's not really into flowers, it's more like a neutral gift, but it's called effort and I will do better tomorrow, Freya, I promise. We start the third day by watering crops and hoarding some more items before heading to town. And I still can't get over caging the insects, but okay. And I already unlocked a heart event from Daisy. Let's see how our baby's gonna develop. Turns out she's a city girl turned country cutie. She fell in love with the town, got a job at the hotel, and stayed for the vibe. She asks if we like the town, and I'm hit with the most basic answers ever. Yeah, I got so used to the hard events from the 3DS games that I forgot how straightforward they were before. Surely simpler times. What I also did this day was fail trying to get this blue butterfly, and then I fell right into the river gracefully. At least I got a coin. And after meeting the love of my life, I went home. First thing I did in the morning was cage some more butterflies, and guess what? Surprise, surprise! I watered our turnips. I also gathered all the weeds and branches I could find cause yeah, I am going to need them both in the future, like a lot. So never sell or throw out the weeds in Grand Bazaar, got it? I also gathered some blue magic flowers for my queen Antoinette and gave a grasshopper to Kevin. Then I said hello to my little twins before going crazy because my bag is full already and so is my storage. Spoiler alert, yeah, this is gonna be a daily struggle. Since it's Wednesday, Daisy's out of town, so Sherry came to help at the hotel and I gave her a butterfly for her good behavior. Good girl. I sold some of the cheapest stuff to Raoul so I could at least have some space in bag for the things I wanna sell at the bazaar. I watered my turnips again so they can grow faster and stronger, pampered my princess, and was ready to finish my day. On day 5, my first roll of turnips were ready, but I decided to let them marinating until Saturday. Cause yeah, I didn't want them taking space in the storage. Actually, I didn't even have space. Then I pampered the local children, gave a locust to Lloyd, a butterfly to my loving Sherry, and a stick to Isaac. balance. I foraged some more before giving the daily gifts to Antoinette and Daisy, and suffered with my clearing of insects some more. Also found a coin laying on the hill, lucky, and sold some more stuff to Raul, the MVP of my inventory survival. Before bed, I decided to greet the love of my life at the outskirts of town, surprising her with a butterfly for working so hard today, and also gave my bro a mint. Look at him, he's so cute. Day 6 started with my second roll of turnips ready, so we have one more to grow until day 7. I also struggled hard with my storage since Raul's shop isn't open today, so yeah, I had to make sure that everything fits. I grabbed my daily weeds, gifted my girlies, and said hello to Enrique and Diego, Raul's siblings who are always here to visit before the bazaar. And since I can't really raise friendship with them, you will never see me talk to them ever again. I gave Daisy a nymph butterfly because she's a baby and she deserves it. Then I straight up barged into Ivan's class at the twins' house just to give him a chamomile. Yeah, priorities. And then I unlocked my second heart event, Antoinette's. I woke up to her and asked her what she's up to, and she says that she's just chilling by the soothing river. And then she asked if we don't have work to do. I mean, girl, wooing you is the work. This is my job. So I said that I'm done for today, and she thinks we are so good at what we do, so yeah, I think it worked. She says we seem okay and asked if we wanted to chill with her. Yes, please, and yes, we chilled with her, alright. After passing through all the butterflies I left across town, I give Treya her daily butterfly and head to the cafe to see her black heart event. Yes, 2 heart events in a row. She asked if I come often to the cafe, and I say that yes, I come only to see you and Marion. She then replies that she enjoys coming to the cafe after work to chat with people, unwind a bit, and think it's nice that we also like spending time there. We, me, and Erin, okay? She then just shoves us off. Yeah, and then I went to bed. And it's finally a bazaar day, so yeah, Felix came to pick me up to explain how the bazaar works. I then proceeded to greet everyone who will be opening stalls, and he taught me how to sell our products. Since he didn't really wait for me to grab everything I needed to sell, I had to go back to the farm like a maniac to get everything before opening shop. One tip that I have for you is to have a variety of products lined up throughout the day. It doesn't seem like it makes a difference, but it does. It's important, especially to attract more people. So back to my shop, I sold my turnips and the goat bugs that are worth more, until Ivan came up to ask me how things are doing. Oh, he's so supportive. I told him that things are great, and he was very happy, boosting our shop's reputation. I kept the rest of the day selling everything I could and then headed to check on the other vendors. I wanted to expand the storage like right now, but I'ma need 10k, so yeah, maybe next week. So I just bought some potato seeds, which wasn't really the best strategy, to be honest, and you will learn why in the future. Yeah, and I learned only when I started recording or scripting. Not even after I finished my 100 days. I then went back to sell more bugs before the bazaar was closed, and I didn't really hit the goal, but there's always next week, right? I finished the day by visiting the girls to see their black heart dialogues. And for your information, the dialogue works this way in this game. Depending where they are, like on the area that they are standing, like the waterfall, or town, or inside their houses, different areas have different dialogues. And this never changes. But as your relationship becomes better with them, their dialogue changes when they are inside their homes. So yeah, for Sherry and Daisy, it's only when they are in their rooms, and for Freya and Antoinette, when they are in their house in general. Okay, so let's see Daisy's black heart dialogue. She says, "Hi, can I help you with something?" "Baby, no, I'm just here staring lovingly." Next up is Freya, and she says, "What's up? Do you want something?" "Yes, I want you, baby." And Sherry says, The air here is crisp and everybody is kind. It's a little small, but I think that's a really great town. She's so precious. And Antoinette wasn't home, so yeah, I'll have to check hers out later. The next morning, I went to see the bazaar results and I didn't get any position on earnings nor reputation, so yeah, no prize, no rank, no glory. Back at the farm, I did my daily butterfly collecting, watered the seeds, and gathered everything I could. At noon, the flower festival started, finally, and everyone was already gathered on our supposedly festival grounds, and I just talked to everyone before starting the festival. And when Felix officially announced the beginning of the festival, I showered everyone with flowers that I've been hoarding since day 2. Yeah, everyone is getting flowers. I also bought more seeds since poor Raul is working instead of just enjoying the festival, poor guy. And then I went to my farm to plant and water everything, so now we can start day 9. On day 9, I did my daily foraging and gave flowers to everyone, and I mean everyone, while I was running across town. I sold some bugs to Raul so I could afford 6 bags of turnips, which is a row, on my field, and I waited for a little bit until the soil was dry again to just water everything, and then I called it a wrap. I started day 10 by watering my full field of crops, which, yeah, you know what a full field means, right? Maybe I will be getting rich next bazaar, or not. Then I gathered more weeds and flowers that we still need to hoard if I want to win the festival, which I then give to Freya and Ivan before they can leave for work. I proceeded to hand flowers to everyone again and decided to cage some more bugs before I could water my crops for the second time. Yeah, since this day was very calm, let's head to bed, shall we? And if you like day 10, you're gonna love day 11. Same routine. Watering, bug catching, eating flowers at everyone's faces, more watering, and sleep. It's not exciting, but it's honest work. Then I woke up to find that some of my turnips were ready, and that means less watering today. This day also marked the end of the flower festival, so I gave everyone my last share of flowers to guarantee that yes, I would win. Little Aaron was shaking the entire time because he couldn't bear to have hoarded so many flowers just so he wouldn't win. And yes, I won! I won! And my prize for winning the flower festival was nothing. Thanks for putting a smile on everyone's faces. Yeah, maybe the prize was the friends we made along the way. Literally. Felix, if I catch you, Felix. That day, Aaron went to bed crying pixelated tears. I just know. And since the prize was the friends we made along the way, let's start the day by checking the friendship with everyone, shall we? Yeah, everyone still hates me. But at least the crops were ready, so that's something to put a smile on little Aaron's depressed face. And since I didn't need to water the crops today, I just went with my daily routine of foraging, throwing gifts at everyone's faces, and trapping some more bugs. A really peaceful day. Day 14 was a Saturday, but we didn't have the bazaar since it's Harmony Day. So I headed to Raul's to sell some bugs so I could hopefully afford some choco cookies for my girlies. And that left me with 10 bucks. Yeah, these girls, they are making me poor. I have no regrets though. I started by gifting Freya and she gave me a heart icon, so 10 out of 10 reply. Thank you, my love. Thanks. Just thanks. Just that? Antoinette continues to be a tsundere even when receiving chocolate, it seems. Daisy also gave me a heart icon, but hers is a heart icon with the baby energy. And Sherry was the sweetest. I guess we can count on her for my winter harmony day not to be a flop. Then I headed back to my farm, got all my crops and turned them all into turnip salad that sells for way more than their raw counterpart. I also organized the storage, so tomorrow I can just focus on the bazaar. And it's finally a bazaar day. So yeah, I started by selling my turnip salads and some bugs because I needed to get rid of these insects in my bag. And after selling the turnip salads and the potatoes, I whooped 18k. Yes, we're getting rich. So boom, storage upgrade unlocked. I am now an official functional hoarder. I also bought more potato seeds before proceeding to buy my first baby chicken. I was going with the intersection names for the chickens, so this one was named Minako. I sold more bucks and ended the day with almost 20k, so yeah, that means that I met the goal. Aaron was so happy that he planted all his potatoes before going to bed feeling rich. But not before checking Antoinette's black heart dialogue. What? Girl, blink twice if you like me. Henrique showed up first thing in the morning to bring baby Minako home and explain how to take care of chickens, which is fairly easy. She will eat if she grazes outside, and if I pick her up, it's a similar interaction as brushing the cows, but to talk to the chickens, I need to buy the stethoscope from Felix at the bazaar, and yeah, that will take some seasons to happen. And talking about bazaar, I went to check the results and guess who was first place this week? Wink wink. Yeah, for that I got a milk. Thank you, Felix. Back at the farm, I picked up my baby Minako and threw her on the grazing spots. Yes, I literally threw her. No Minakos were harmed, okay? I went to water my crops, but a butterfly distracted me and I forgot how to cancel my tools, so I butchered my field. Is that divine punishment for caging the insects? Not thinking too much about it, I decided to cage even more to buy turnip seeds from Raoul. So I spent the day running after insects and foraging, but of course, without forgetting to pamper everyone in town. This day was also Sherry's birthday, and in the bazaar there's a stall where we can wrap items, and wrapped gifts gets extra friendship points, but I forgot to wrap her a birthday present, and oh my god, but she still liked my gift, so yay. Felix woke me up to talk about multiplayer and I refused to learn more, and his reaction made me so sad. I'm sorry, King. I'm sorry. That's why I don't like saying no to 2D characters. And when I went outside, I remembered I had animals, so I'm sorry, baby Minako. And after saying good morning to my Princess of Venus, I proceeded with my morning routine of watering the field, foraging, and stalking Freya before she leaves for work. And the rest of the routine doesn't really change much. Pampering the girls, talking to everyone in town, foraging, caging all the insects in town, handling the inventory and storage situation. That is a real daily issue even with the storage expansion, yeah. And after all my inventory was full, I sold the cheapest insects to Raoul to buy more seeds, and now I'm only missing 5 bags to complete my field, but we will get there. The next day was a rainy day, so this means my princess gets to stay inside. And unfortunately, my crops will get only 1 point of watering, but at least I won't have to water them today, so for me it's still a win. I went out to cage all the froggies I could get for Antoinette because she loves them, and that made me skilled critter catcher. Well, of course I am. Have you seen the amount of time I spent every day catching insects? I'm not skilled, I'm a master. And since it's rainy, no one really left for work, which I wish was a thing in real life. But okay, so that made it easy for me to talk to everyone since they stayed inside all day. I bought feed for my little princess and caught some more froggies before heading to bed. But not before giving Joan a flower for her birthday. Since the feed is gonna last for 5 portions, there was no need to take little Minako outside today, so I just gave her some love, went out to water the crops, and proceeded to do my daily stocking. I gave my babies their daily gifts and also pampered some of the townsfolk with easy gifts. Nellie and Claire likes herbs, just like Ivan. Lloyd likes grasshoppers. Wilbur and Isaac likes materials. Kevin likes all insects. Mary and Joan likes flowers, but I'm saving on the flowers for now. By the end of the day, I was just spending all my stamina throwing myself in the river, but yeah, I didn't really get anything important, so I went to bed crying. Today is a special day because it's our sugar daddy's birthday. Yeah, so after doing my morning chores, I surprise him with the blue magic flower first thing in the morning. With the rest of the day off, I descended into chaos. I interrupted Ivan's academic sanctum once again to yeet a mint at him. You know, as one does. It's crazy to think about the twins' education because they study on Fridays only. And yeah, I kinda envy them. Then I waited for the second watering time. I greeted Freya as soon as she arrived in town, and later I performed my sacred river sacrifice, and the gods bestowed upon me a single branch. It's here! Capitalism Day! We turned turnips into turnip salad because raw profit tastes way better with a dash of vinegar. I arranged the storage and it sucks cause our time in storage doesn't freeze time and neither does my rage, so I ended up getting to the bazaar a little late. But it is time to become rich. After getting a whooping 18k, I went to Henrique's for a cow shopping. Usually I name my cows after female characters that I hate, which is weird because I love cows. But this time I decided to continue with the Sailor Moon vibes. So for cows, let's go with villain names. So this cutie here was named Barrow. Following our inner Senshi vibe, our second chicken was named Ami. As you can see, we are following the recruiting order. And since the following week we would have Ethel's and Daisy's birthday coming up, I wrapped some gifts for them in their favorite colors. And with that settled, I sold some more bugs until the bazaar was closed. Before going home, I visited my princesses to pamper them as they deserve. And Antoinette's heart is that purple color, so let's check her purple heart dialogue. You're talking to me? You must be bored. Why won't you just let me love you? The next morning, Henrique brought our new babies and Felix announced that I won first place again. Me, with tears in my eyes. Thank you for seeing my potential. And I got another milk. We also just became the best bazaar in the region. Yay! More stalls incoming, like Sherry's 3-seat stand and a few mystery ones. On this day, I finally could watch Sherry's Black Heart events. We just met in town and Claire and Nellie came to say hello as well. Sherry thanks Claire for a cake she got from her and the practically twins leave. Then Ethel and Stuart showed up. Sherry asks them if they are on a date and Ethel replies saying that they are only taking a stroll and proceeds to thank her for a massage Sherry gave the two the other day. A massage from a young woman like you. It was like a dream. Excuse me, sir. Jail? Stuart then runs off and Ethel proceeds to unalive him off screen, as she should. And then I kept staring at Sherry's radiant aura for too long and she thinks I'm judging her face. But I assured her it was just admiration. I said I was just odd because she knows everyone in town, and she replied by saying that I will get along with everyone eventually, and, well, we'll see about that. She then leaves me because I have a lot of work to do, and yeah, actually surprisingly, I do. So I went back to Hylia farm and planted turnips on all the field, watered everything, and went to bed. On day 23, we were greeted by special guests. Chen and Ganon from Harvest Moon Island of Happiness and Sunshine Islands, games that I also adore. So their stalls were the two secret shops Felix was talking about. Chen will be selling seeds and some cooking products, and Ganon will sell some construction services just like Wilbur. On that day, our routine wasn't very different, but we unlocked Sherry's Purple Heart event. Yeah, another one. We catch her chilling by the waterfall and she asks what I am up to. And I basically ask her the same. She replies by saying she's just relaxing after finishing her daily chores and then asks if I want to join her. She says she thinks farming is a fantastic job and that someday she will also buy my milk and vegetables at the bazaar, which she's such a cutie, so supportive. I love my supportive wife. And then she proceeds to tell me, I hope you give me a discount. Girl, I will give you the word if you ask me. We then share our goodbyes and the rest of the day is basically what you already know. On the morning of the 24th day, I'm woken up by Isaac, who wants to discuss the windmills. He then explains how they work and how each one works and makes different products. The one on our farm is a fermenting windmill, so we turn milk and eggs into cheese, yogurt, mayonnaise. You get the idea. For now, only this one will be working. And remember the weeds and branches that I've been hoarding? Yeah, it's their time to shine. I'll be turning them into fertilizer later. Later, because we will need to wait until we can unlock the third windmill before using the fertilizer to its whole potential. And can you guess what I did the rest of the day? Yeah, you guessed right. The next day was another rainy day, so you know what I will be doing, right? Pamper the villagers, pull my girls, and catch some froggies in the name of love. But before ending the day, I left a yogurt being made at the windmill. Day 26 was a very straightforward day. I pet my baby animals, my cute little babies. I stalked Freya and got her to Purple Heart, yes. Then foraged and pampered everyone in town, like always. But what really stood out on this day was Antoinette's Purple Heart event. We caught her climbing the little hill and she asked what did I want. Obviously, she already knows that I want her. But I said that I noticed that she's always by herself and she replied by saying that she used to live in the city but moved to Zephyr Town with her dad, and since she doesn't know anyone in town, it's easier to be alone. Her mother staying in the city for her job as a designer of clothes and accessories, and then Antoinette is surprised that she's actually opened up so much with me. I said that her mother must really like her job, and Antoinette replies by saying that she wished her mother made room for other things, and that we seem to balance work with personal life. Girl, I throw myself in rivers for sea urchins, but thank you. She thanks us for talking to her and then we leave her be. We, I mean me and Aaron. We were woken up by Felix to tell us about the tea party the town's having on the 30th. And ooh, is Zephyr Town better than everyone else having annual tea parties? Yes. He gave me tea leaves since this is my first time attending. But beginning next year, I have to bring the tea leaves myself, or else. And since it was a rainy day, I proceeded to pet the animals, pamper everyone in town, and hoard more froggies for Antoinette. On this day, I got Daisy to a Purple Heart by giving her her birthday present, and her purple dialogue changed to, "What is it? Would you like a room?" Just kidding, I know you live on the farm. Yeah, we already know she's cute. We could also check Freya's purple dialogue, and that was exactly what we did. How's your work? Going well, I hope? Yes, baby, I am getting rich for you. And that was pretty much it. We started the capitalism day by harvesting the remaining turnips we had and turning them into turnip salads again for profit. We sold a bunch of turnip salads, of insects, of a lot of things that I hoarded, and I got my reputation up by giving some items for free, which I hate it. And Velma also showed up looking for her glasses. And some crazy lady. Yeah, this game has a lot of crazy clients. I don't know, crazy people. Ivan also came to support me as he always do. I love my bro. And since I made 25k, I thought it about a lot and decided to expand the storage again because yeah, the hoarding is a real problem. Maybe I need an intervention, I don't know. But this marked the end of this day. Since the bazaar got upgraded last week, our goals also went up, so I didn't even rank this time, but I got the best rep, and for that, I got a flower. which I hope the freebies I gave for rep are worth it. And since it's the end of the month, we can't really plant anything, so I'm just guaranteeing that the turnips will grow until the last day of the season, and I kept my daily routine for the day. And during the afternoon, I unlocked Freya's Purple Heart event by stalking her. Yes, she was chilling by the bridge next to the waterfall, and then I ran up to her like I wasn't stalking her at all. And she says that that place is one of her favorite spots and that she always comes here on her days off. She said, "Hey, let's take a closer look on the windmills together." And yes, anything for you, princess. This place is so different from the city. Time moves different here. My mom lives in the city, but I like here better. I like being able to relax and just take life at my own pace. I actually messed up at work today. Wasn't today your day off? Are you working overtime? Are you working on your days off? I know I shouldn't dwell on it, but I can't help it. She then randomly asked when I think this windmill was built. And Erin replied, "I know when it was built." Okay, Erin, you're so specific. Thank you very much. I know she will be pleased. And she actually was, because she replied, "Wow, you really know a lot." Yeah, we impressed her by being ambiguous. Windmills just sit in one spot and spin forever, right? I go to work, go to the cafe, go to sleep, and then go back to work again. Sometimes I feel like I'm just spinning in the same place too. And the way this hit so bad, I mean, yeah, I think most of us can relate. And okay, I love this quote. Sorry to get all emo like this. I love her. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Talking about it makes me feel better though. I almost can't remember what I was so down about. Of course it does, princess. Everyone deserves to have someone to listen to us when we are frustrated, sad, and even happy. She then thanked us for listening and said that we are good friends, and I honestly expect to become more than that one day. And the rest of the day was the same as usual. Little Aaron was just with his head on the clouds because of Freya, and yeah, he went to bed feeling blissful. And now it's tea party time. So yeah, I just did my chores real quick and headed to the plaza. At noon, our tea party started, and John, okay, I honestly don't know how to pronounce her name, so yeah, John. Joan explained how she was responsible for the snacks and I for the tea, which actually was all on Felix, but thank you. And I got to sit with my princess and my bro, which made me really happy. Then she gave me a slice of pie to thank me for the tea, and that was it. That was the quickest tea party of all time. I'm so excited for the remake because, oh my god, I love this game, but everything is so simple and rushed. Like, it has soul. I love it, but oh my god, I'm really excited for the remake to make it like more, more. We begin the last day of spring with a message from the other side telling me that since this is the last day of the season, all crops will wither if they are not harvested today. Okay, so let's pamper our animals and harvest those remaining turnips, shall we? Then we spend the rest of the day just doing the usual and throwing ourselves on the river. At least I got 2 sea urchins, a branch, and a can. And then I finished my first spring by spending a lot of time arranging the storage, as usual. It's summer, which means different bugs for us to cage. Yes, I started by taking all my animals to graze in the summer breeze and went to forage and cage more beautiful creatures. During the day, we had cicadas chilling on the trees and way fewer butterflies flying around, which meant that we would have to be very careful with the girls' gifts because I don't want them running out of butterflies, nope. But okay, I went to Raul's to buy some radish seeds so we can start our summer plantation, but since I didn't have much money, I could only afford half the fields. By the evening, I was supposed to have beetles chilling on the trees, but the only one I found before 9 p.m. was pretending to be a cicada. So with a beetle in hands, I went straight to Felix, cause this day was Felix's birthday, so yeah, I gave him a beetle for his birthday and he loved it. We need to have him at 3 hearts to see Sherry's Blue Heart event, and beetles are the easiest gifts for him, so let's hoard beetles. I then sneaked into Sherry's room because I wanted to see her Purple Heart dialogue, and she said, "You're working so hard, Aaron. Make sure you're getting enough rest." Thank you, my princess, and since happy wife means happy life, I went to bed to rest like she told me to. First thing I did the next morning was push Burial to race, and oh my god, I need dogs so bad. I'm a lazy girl. I don't want to spend forever every day pushing the animals outside, and I just have one cow for now. Imagine when we have more. I then spent the rest of the day pampering everyone, selling Raul some cicadas, and trying to deal with the lack of space in storage like always. Day 34 was pretty much the same. The lack of storage got me trembling, sweating, screaming, crying, and look at all the bugs scattered around town because I don't have space. God, please help me. But the next day was happily, fortunately, a bazaar day, so I could sell everything and finally have space in inventory for, I don't know, probably a day. And during summer, Ivan and Freya are replaced by Dirk and Antoinette visiting the bazaars, so they hanged around for a bit for emotional support, and yes, they were very cute and supportive. And that day, I sold a whooping, not so whooping, 16k. Oh my god, it's summer and I'm already failing, aren't I? I know it's only the beginning of summer, but yeah. Maybe I should have focused on expanding the fields instead of expanding the storage, but okay. I then spent all my money buying tomato, corn, and pumpkin seeds and went to bed crying. I didn't even get the reputation prize, and oh my god, I need to do better ASAP. When I was leaving the house, Felix surprised me. He was there just waiting for me to give me a fishing rod, so now we can also sell fish. Unfortunately, I would only remember the right place to fish for better profit much later in the 100 days. Yeah, I need help. By now I need some help. So yeah, here's footage of me fishing at the wrong side of the river. Since that day the radishes were ready, after harvesting them I planted the pumpkins, then I sold the fishes and I could afford a roll of radish seeds. Now I finally have a full field waiting to make me rich, or a little less poor. And we got to another day of throwing chickens around, and since it's raining, I needed to buy some feed. So I went to buy it and also spent my time invading people's homes, catching frogs, and fishing. It was a very busy day for Aaron, as you can see. I started day 38 by giving some love for my animals, watering my field, and fishing a lot. Again, I had so many fish in my bag that my storage was starting to burst. Man, On the morning of the next day, I found out that Aaron is a very confident man. He has the confident farmer. Good for him, good for him. That day was basically the same as the past days, but at the evening I was checking my relationship with everyone and checking the upcoming birthday and festivals, and I noticed that the next week we would have a cow festival, so Beryl needs to be in a good shape until then. Yeah, she needs to pump it up. No pressure, girl. Then we started day 40 by doing something entirely new: watering crops. I then proceeded to do my daily routine when I got Sherry to Blue Heart. I played with the kids, gave Lloyd a gift just so he knows. I know that he keeps staring at my beloved from across the river like a little creep. while pretending that I'm not a creep as well. And by the afternoon, I unlocked Daisy's Purple Heart event. I actually caught her with Angelo talking about cookies. Is this a code for something that I should know? She then proceeded to say that she wanted another person to share those cookies with. And as soon as she said that, yeah, I just popped up. Like, very nonchalant. Erin, you should get better at eavesdropping. Then Daisy was very happy to see me and explained that they were eating cookies that she got as a gift. And she was eating with Angelo because they both like sweets. Of course, because, yeah, no one else in town likes sweets. Yeah, not even the kids. I believe you guys. I personally actually prefer spicy food, but I told her I love sweets because, yeah, I'm a people pleaser and I want to interrupt anything that could be happening here. Oh, we have so much in common, she said. Yes, we do. So she gave me half of her cookie, which was very sweet, and she proceeded to say, sweet people have sweet tastes, right? She said that cookies always taste better when we share them, but I can't really agree with her. I prefer eating them without sharing because I am stingy and I'm not afraid of admitting it. And that was it for day 40. The next day, we maintained our daily routine of watering crops, taking care of animals, foraging, and pampering everyone in town. And when evening arrived, I spent some time arranging the storage and my bag to prepare myself for the bazaar on the next day, so let's go. The next morning, our tomatoes had grown just in time. Yes. After working so hard that day, I got only 19k, but yeah, we will get there. You will see. If I don't believe in me, who else will? And with that money, I bought the rest of the inner senshi, Rei and Makoto, and another calf that I named Sekai, which I think I kind of forgot that I was going with the Sailor Moon villain names and went back to characters that I hate. And actually Sekai is always the name of my first cow because I think I was just feeling weird for not having a Sekai and I just named her Sekai. Yeah, I really hate Sekai. And since we have Dirk's birthday coming up, I wrapped a beetle for him and made Felix stop working to receive a beetle as well. Now that Cherry has a stall, it's easier to gift her on bazaar days, but I still needed to pamper my other girlies before bed, and that was what I did. This Sunday was Dirk's birthday and I gave him the wrapped beetle first thing in the morning. Well, not actually first thing, cause I did my morning routine, but yeah. And he enjoyed his wrapped beetle and that is all that matters. I then spent the rest of the day doing the usual, so yeah, I'm excited for a change of pace on the remake even though I love the simplicity of this one. We had another rainy day and you know what that means, invading people's homes, buying feed and hunting froggies. Our radishes were ready for harvest, so I also bought another roll of seeds from Raul and that was it. I started day 45 by spending forever taking the chickens outside, but at least it's better than pushing the cows. Yeah. Then I maintained my daily routine and waited at the outskirts of town for Freya to come back from work, which would be honestly creepy if it happened in real life. But she seems to like me, so yeah. Fortunately, this is a game, so I can just be a creep. Yeah, I always dreamed of it. Then I spent the rest of the evening catching beetles to get Felix ASAP to 3 hearts and it's not happening. And since I was staying late, I decided to check Sherry's blue heart dialogue. You seem like you're really making a home here. I hope you're planning to stay in this town for a very long time, Erin. Me too, girl, anything for you. On the morning of the 46th day, our tomatoes and corn were ready, which meant we had to find space in storage for them. I need to get my priorities straight ASAP. But it was also the cow festival, so yeah, let's go. I was the first contestant with my baby Barrow, and I'm competing with these 2 old men. Let's see how this is going to go. The competition is a race, which is weird for a cow festival. I don't think this is how cows work, but okay. And we actually got second place. And for that, we got nothing for a prize. Not even something simple. Not even a smile. Boo, Felix, you suck. Well, not really. You're daddy material. Okay, everyone else was really supportive though. Look at their sad faces, they're so cute. But yeah, Aaron went to bed fuming that day. I know, I just know. Look at his face. Look, we can see that his pixelated face is mad. The next day was marked by Daisy's Blue Heart event as soon as I walked into the hotel. We walk in on Stuart saying that hotels are all about customer service, so they must be sparkling clean. Then Daisy replies by saying that she will make every inch of the hotel spotless. Stuart and Ethel are happy with her answer and then leave, and it's our cue to interrupt her work to say hi. She says she's cleaning because she wants the hotel to look its best, and then proceeds to almost drop the painting. Yeah. I ask her if she's okay, and she replies by saying that yes, but she almost dropped the painting, which we saw it. She said that sometimes she gets so excited with cleaning that she got really carried away, and I can't say that I relate, but I show her my support. And then she said that she needed to be careful because sometimes she breaks stuff. Yeah, so that shows that she really is a big baby energy. And the rest of the day was pretty much the same as the other days. We are greeted the next morning by Isaac to tell us that the manufacturing windmill is finally ready for us to use. Yes! This is the windmill where we will be able to upgrade our tools and manufacture other items, but this will happen a few days later into the season. I got back to Hylia farm and guess what? Radishes and pumpkins are ripe, so I harvested them, arranged everything in the storage, and pet my little girls. I then went out to say howdy to everyone and to make some yogurt to sell tomorrow. Then I watered the crops again and arranged the storage to prep for the bazaar on the next day, because yeah, if we do it on the bazaar, we would just get there by noon. Corns and tomatoes were ready for harvest right on time, so let's profit. I sold a bunch of stuff, but especially the pumpkins that helped us get almost 40k just from pumpkins alone. And thinking now I could have cooked them, but let's not think about that, please. And since pumpkins were making me rich, I bought more pumpkin seeds from Chen, wrapped a firefly for Raul and a random grasshopper for Kevin, bought a pot in the hopes of making pudding with my milks and eggs. Too bad I didn't know that it was made using the frying pan, which doesn't really make sense. Not even with the pot, but oh well. And then I bought 2 sheep that I named Hotaru and Michi, as in Michiru, since the woolies are named based on the outer senshi. Before leaving, I gave a butterfly to Sherry and for the remaining girls, and went back to the farm and planted my pumpkin seeds before heading to bed. Henrique woke me up in the morning to inform us that he brought our animals home. Yay! More animals to push outside to graze. Yay! But he was polite enough to give me the shears to get wool for my ships, which was very nice of him. Thank you, Henrique. We also got an oil for at least getting 3rd place ranked at the bazaar earnings, so yeah, lucky us. And since it's Sunday, I didn't have to rush to stalk anyone, so I enjoyed a peaceful morning tending to my animals. And look at my baby sheep. Oh my god, they are so cute when they are little lambs. Look at their wiggly butt walking around. Oh my god, they are too damn adorable. I also watered the crops, and by 10:30 am, I went out to our daily forage and pampering session. Since we are on beetle season, Dirk will keep getting gifts this month, and Ivan got his daily herb. We also got Antoinette at Blue Heart, so yes, our 2nd Blue Heart. We are getting there. And the rest of the day I spent fishing before heading back to take my animals inside and watering the crops a 2nd time. We began the morning of the next day by petting and pushing my animals outside, And I was feeling tired already. I was. And look, all my inner saintry are grown ups now, so we will get 4 eggs every day from now on, which means more profit. The rest of the day was nothing unusual. We had our stocking session, foraging session, pampering session, fishing session, and selling boots to Raul session. This time I cooked some of the fish into grilled fish, fish paste, and fish stew. And usually we get our recipes by buying dishes from the cafe or the stalls on the bazaar, but I got mine from Ushinotane, so judge me. Yeah, I know no one is going to judge me for using wiki on games that need wiki, like, constantly. I then watered my crops for the second time and went to bed sad because I wish I had a Ushinotane to navigate in life, actually. But do you hear this sound? Yes, it's the sound of happiness. Another rainy day. And I still didn't have a stack of feed and fodder on the warehouse, because I didn't want to take more space. But I need to deal with the situation ASAP with the hoarding and having no space situation. I'm tired of never having space. So I went down to the city, catching froggies on the way, and at the hotel I got Daisy at Blue Heart, so now we have 3 more heart events to watch. Because Sherry's blocked until we get Felix to 3 hearts though. Daisy Blue Heart dialogue is, I work here at the hotel as a maid. Yeah, I think we know this for a while now, but thank you for clarifying. I call the owners grandpa and grandma, but we are not really related. And I think we've noticed that as well, but thank you for clarifying again. Especially because you moved here because you like the city, and every Wednesday you visit your family in the city, but okay girl, again, thank you for clarifying, you're very sweet. I also got into Annette's Blue Heart dialogue and she said, what do you think about this town? What do I think? I guess it's okay. She's starting to warm up to the idea of living in Zephyrtown because she likes us. I just know it. I then gave her a frog for being such a good girl, and then I went to Raul's to buy the feed and fodder for my animals, followed by giving him a butterfly for his birthday. I fished some more now on the right side of the river, cooked it all up, and went to bed. Day 53 was a pretty normal day. Our tomatoes and corn were ready for harvest, and I watered everything, focusing on the pumpkins because we needed them ready until the last day of the season. So I put everything on storage, and as you can see, we have a lot of things to sell at the bazaar this week, and the rest of the day was spent as usual, pampering everyone, foraging and fishing in front of the cafe. The next morning, I decided to spice things a bit, so I stalked everyone before doing my farm chores. Yeah, Aaron is wild right now, he doesn't follow the rules. Okay, since we showed up at Freya's house before 7 a.m, she was so surprised that she got to Blue Heart, cause yeah, who doesn't like a creepy dude getting to your doorstep at 6 a.m. in the morning? It's kind of you vibes. And for her Blue Heart dialogue, she said, I consider myself a pretty career-oriented person. You understand what's that like, right, Erin? Unfortunately, yes, darling, I wasn't born rich, so are we actually living or are we just surviving? Such a difficult question. So, after making the first round around town, I went back to the farm to take care of the animals and the crops. I tried to cook my first pudding to turn all the eggs and milk into it, but it was a failed dish because, yeah, in this game, the pudding is made using the frying pan. So, I went to make the second round around town, fished some more, and cooked everything. We started the day by brushing our lovely babies, and I hate putting the sheep outside when they are lambs because they're so tiny and they keep escaping my body, kind of. But they are so cute, I don't want them to grow, the cuties. I then proceeded to do my usual routine, getting the eggs, watering the crops, stalking everyone, interrupting Cindy's and Lauren's class to simp for Ivan, and trying desperately to bring Felix to 3 hearts. ASAP. And as you can see, it's not happening ASAP, like it should. But during the evening, I did my daily stalking on Freya and triggered her blue heart event at the cafe. It's cute because she didn't notice my presence and was saying to Marian, "It seems quiet in here today." And Marian replied, "What do you mean?" But I know she knew exactly what she meant because we girls, we are quick to notice these things. We are very quick. And Freya replied, "I don't know, it just feels like something's missing." Oh, are you thinking of a certain someone? Yes, our girl Marian never fails. She knows. Yeah, it might be it. Oh my god, it's happening. Oh my god, it's happening. She's ours already. She loves her Titan Slayer stalker. She's ours. She is ours. Oh, I know who you're talking about, says Marian, pretending she didn't notice us standing there all this time. I'm going to my room. See you later, Freya. Marian, my beloved. Oh my god, thank you. We have an official wing woman. Thank you, Marian. I will give you a flower tomorrow. Good evening, Aaron. Are you just here for tea? Or... Girl, I am here to see you. Don't you know this already? Oh my god, that was exactly what we could say. Yeah, we said that. We are there to see her. You're really here to see me? Look at her blushing face. Oh my god, she's so sweet and beautiful. I love her. Oh yeah? That's great. I'm not really here for tea either. That's it, guys. We are a couple. It's official. I thought that you might come here and that we could talk. I've been waiting for you. She loves us. She loves us. She then said her job is going pretty well and she might get a promotion soon. And you got it, my girl boss. Just, you got it. And then she said that wasn't what she wanted to talk about, but it's strange, you know? We're just talking here, but I get so happy and so shy. It's weird. This is called love. Let's talk again soon, okay? Maybe next time I will be able to say what I mean. Is that a confession coming? Oh my god. And we then said our goodbyes and little Erin went to bed feeling very blissful. I know. I just know. Still feeling over the moon, Aaron woke up with a big smile and full of motivation and determination to do his farm work. I took care of the animals and harvested the tomatoes and corn that were ready once again before watering everything. We didn't have a bazaar today because everyone is polite enough to push the bazaar by a day if anyone has a birthday on Saturday. Gotta respect the day bros were born, right? So in town I gave Kevin a locust for his birthday after attempting to forage only to have my bag full. Again. I then gave a chamomile to Ivan to also help free some space in my bag and went around carrying a poisonous mushroom cause yeah, I still didn't have space. Even after eating things at people's faces, I just kept grabbing trash from the ground. I tried arranging my storage and failing a bit, then I went fishing some more to have more cooked goods to sell tomorrow, and I have some mayo and yogurt getting ready at the windmill before swapping the stuff in my inventory with the storage to have everything ready for the bazaar the next day. And that was pretty good cause then the next morning I could take care of the animals, water the crops, and even forage for a bit before getting to the bazaar area around 10:30 a.m. After selling a bunch of stuff and having sold like 25k worth of products, I bought the frying pan finally, and then I went running, rushing home to cook the puddings to sell them. Which was actually really great because selling the puddings made me go to 35k of income, so yes. During the day, Antoinette kept showing up to buy my products or ask me something just to show how supportive she is, and I thought that was very thoughtful of her, such a good girl. And I know the priority is to expand the fields, but I bought pets. I bought a white baby cat named Max, and a black dog named Gaia, and some ores to upgrade the watering can. I also wrapped a mint for Nellie's upcoming birthday and went around doing my evening routine after every bazaar to give the girlies. Then I went back home to take the animals inside and watered the crops for the second time that day. I was then woken up by Henrique being polite enough to deliver my pets on the comfort of my own house. And then he explained how to feed and train them so they could get better at raising the animals, since the dogs raise cows and sheep and the cats raise chickens. I don't know if cats work that way, but okay. My cats just sleep all day. At the bazaar announcement, I got third place of earnings and got another oil. I still had to buy pet food for my little fur balls. The rest of the day was as usual, pampering everyone, foraging, getting more beetles for Felix and Dirk, and obviously buying pet food because I don't want them going hungry on me. The first thing I did in the morning, and that I would proceed to do every day, was to wake up Max to pet her and then eat her gently so she can eat lots. I did the same thing to Gaia and proceeded to take care of the animals. I checked the animal notes and we're getting there with their hearts, as they should, because I pet them and brush them and feed them and graze them every day. The least they can do is love me. And the rest of the day was pretty much the routine that I hope you're not getting tired by now. The next morning, the pet food ran out and Gaia made sure to show how disappointed she was in me, so I quickly put on some more to keep her fed and happy. Corn and tomatoes were ready once again, and I proceeded to harvest them before watering only the pumpkins, because there's really no need to water the corn and tomatoes since it's the end of the season already and they wouldn't grow until the last day. And since I was running out of butterflies to give Sherry, Daisy and Freya, and Daisy gifts could be swapped to flowers, but not Sherry's or Freya's. Sherry likes salads and Freya likes pretty things, which can be translated to costly things, and chocolate that I could buy at the bazaar, but for Sherry, usually the best thing is going with butterflies, it's easier. I kind of forgot to graze the animals that day, so I put them outside at 3 p.m. And one thing that happened is that when I was taking a stroll at the cafe, I noticed I could make tomato salad. So I went back home and tried cooking the tomatoes, and yes, then the realization hit. I spent the whole month selling them raw. I hate me sometimes. Yes, disappointed in myself, Erin went to bed. On the morning of the 30th, our pumpkins were ready for harvest. Yes, one day before the due date. I kind of forgot today was Nellie's birthday and gave her an unwrapped mint, and I noticed that I messed up when she said a birthday gift. And yeah, I had her wrapped present in my bag all along. And little Erin must be so disappointed in me by now, and also, I forgot to bring the animals inside before 9 p.m. So they all showed how disappointed they also were in me, which, yeah, life's not easy, Erin, you need to learn that. Next morning, I woke up to the sound of rain, and all my animals showed me how much they still loved and appreciated me, even though they were mad with me last night. They told me to not worry about it, cause I'm human and it's normal to make mistakes, and they love me with all my imperfections. And yes, they all said that, and I hope you take it to heart as well, okay? You is smart, you is kind, you is important. I left some herb mayo being made at the windmill, and I went out to do what you already know I would do. By the evening, I harvested all my pumpkins, and then I cleared the field to prepare the soil for fall. And I honestly don't remember when I bought the sickle, but I bought it from Felix at the bazaar, so yeah, we had a sickle. Probably it was the last bazaar, but I don't remember. And with that, our first summer was over. And now it is autumn! Look at this beautiful brown vibe. Gosh, I love fall and it's also a bazaar day, so let's profit. Or at least I thought we would profit. For some reason my pumpkins were worth half the price, cooked or raw. I reloaded to test and yeah, they are worth less. I don't know if it's because the season changed, but the tomato salad and the popcorn are worth the same. Just the pumpkins that are not, so I don't know. Only my most profitable crop was cut to half the price, so After many reloads, I just accepted my fate of being poor and continued like I wasn't almost rage quitting. We still got almost 42k at the end of the bazaar, that could be much more, so I proceeded to buy some carrot and yellow pepper seeds. I also bought a hammer from Felix to turn stones into material stones, cause we needed to upgrade our tools, and I wrapped a rock for Isaac and a grasshopper to Lloyd. The locust I had caught earlier for Lloyd leveled my bug catcher rank to super critter catcher, yay! And back to the farm, I planted the seeds and left 2 rows to buy seeds from Raul the next day. In the morning, I find out I ranked 2nd place, and for that, I got a curry bread. Thank you, Felix. Since that day the wind was stronger than the day before, I left the watering can upgrading. Normally, it would take 24 hours to upgrade, but since the wind is strong, it would take only 15 hours. So win. At Raoul's, I bought 2 rows of eggplant seeds and pampered everyone in town as usual. I bought a boiled egg from the cafe to get the recipe, as if I don't have Ushinotane recipe guide opened, but sometimes I like to follow the rules. After waking up, I ran to the windmill to get our new watering can and it made our life a little bit easier, yes, but there's always room for improvement. Fall 3 was Lloyd's birthday, so after doing my chores, I gave him the wrapped locust and he said I made his day. Not really a cold man, just a quiet man, it seems. Fall is also dragonfly season, but the yellow ones, they are hard to get. Don't expect to see me catching many insects this season, cause yeah, nope, I won't be running after them. Talking about hard, we're missing only 1 heart from Felix, so let's try hard this month to finally trigger Sherry's blue heart event, shall we? I then spent the day trying to get those yellow dragonflies just to fill the journal, and that made me an expert critter catcher. Yes, you're talking to an expert. The next day was pretty much the usual of taking care of animals, watering, cooking, and making lots and lots of fertilizer, since this month we will unlock the final windmill, which will give us the option of making seeds from crops. And guess what I also did? You guessed it, I pampered everyone in town before putting my only in-games extrovert body in bed. While I was watering the crops the next day, I was thinking, man, it's easier to water the crops now. Too bad I don't have another field of crops that could bring me more money and end my poor life. Yeah, at this point I was almost starting a new run, and I'm not even joking. I was so lost in thought that I forgot to stalk Freya first thing in the morning, so I proceeded with the rest of my routine of stalking everyone else until she got home at 5 p.m. I was at the town's limit just waiting. It seems creepy, but she loves it, so what can I say? Don't copy these, my guys. Real women don't like this, I think. But okay, day 68, here we come. We milked the cows, got the eggs, made some pudding, and I noticed it was raining outside. But it was not a heavy rain, so everyone was leaving the house and living their lives normally. I gave Isaac his rock for his birthday and he loved it. He reacted very caring, but not as caring as I'm sure I can guarantee you. For the rest of the day, I just ran around saying hi and finished by throwing myself on the river, cause it's been a while, right? I got a small coin for it. Day 69 wasn't rainy, so you know what that means. Taking animals outside to graze. For the pets to graze more than 1 animal each, I need to train them with the dog bone and cat bell sold by Felix, so until I can buy it, I still need to take the remaining animals outside myself. I harvested my carrots, watered the other crops, and left some more fertilizers being made. For it, I upgraded my windmiller level to Novice Windmiller. By the evening, I dropped by Antoinette's house to watch her Blue Heart event, and I basically invaded her home, and she said, "Hey, you startled me. Don't sneak up on me like that." Which It's true, Aaron here just barges into people's houses like it's his own. And instead of apologizing, he just started to chill there, like looking at the books, like such a clueless dude. I then asked her about the books and she replied, "These books, they're my mother's reference books. She's a fashion designer, so they're all about clothes, materials, fashions, and designs from other cultures and time periods. They're pretty interesting to browse through. Do you want to look?" "Yes, please." But then we got interrupted by Claude getting home from work. He's such a polite man, I love him. He said it's unusual for Antoinette to have friends over, and she replied, "Huh? It's no big deal. Aaron just happened to stop by." I mean, he just invaded. He then proceeds to leave to give some privacy to his daughter and the intruder. She gets angry and says, "Huh? What's with him?" I wanted to say that he was a nice guy, but I know the best answer is just saying that was awkward. "Yeah, but don't worry about it. It wasn't your fault," she said. "That's just the way my dad is. He's always going out of his way to please everyone. That's why he didn't object to my mom staying in the city." I mean, personally, I think he's a really badass to follow his own dreams and respecting his wife's wishes enough so it doesn't affect her own career. But she could be more present on Antoinette's life. I mean, she could visit on the weekend or something. I don't know. But she's completely out of the picture. I'm glad my mom gets to pursue her dream, I guess. Yeah, because they are both being very mature with their decisions. But I know Antoinette is left feeling like she's her mother's second choice. Doesn't Dad want his family to live under the same roof? Sorry, I'm kinda emotional today, huh? She isn't emotional, she's just a lonely young woman trying to get a hold of her emotions and understand her feelings. She understands her mother's choices, but it's pretty normal to understand something and still feel left out or pushed aside. I think Antoinette is more mature than we give her credit for. I would say forget about it, but I know you won't. I respect my mother, it's not like I'm mad at her or anything. Man, this is weird, I don't usually talk so much. You're a good listener, Aaron. That night, Aaron went to bed promising that he would protect Antoinette at all costs. One of our sheep grew today, and I don't know why the other didn't because they were bought at the same day. I don't know. I think it was because I left one outside overnight, or I didn't feed one of them, I don't know. But you know what that means, another source of income. So I headed to the bazaar and bought some more oils to make mayo with the remainder eggs from the puddings. I left the mayo being made, went back to the bazaar, sold a bunch of stuff, went back to my farm again to get all the mayo and became a good windmiller in the process, and headed back to my stall again. I bought another cow and named her Koan, remembering finally the Sailor Moon villain's pattern, and then I went to Ganon and bought the storage upgrade. Ganon's upgrade is different from Wilbur's, so his type of upgrade will keep the items fresh for more time. Next week we have Stuart's birthday coming up, so I wrapped a locust from him and a lavender for Ivan. Ivan's birthday is actually only on fall 20, but next week we won't have the bazaar since we have the cooking festival on Saturday and Sunday. And before finishing my day, I bought 2 rows of cauliflower seeds and proceeded to do my evening routine after every bazaar before heading to bed. I didn't sell much at the bazaar, so I didn't rank this time, not even for reputation, but oh well. That morning I harvested the yellow peppers that waited to be ripe one day after the bazaar. Thank you very much. And since nothing really important happened on this day, I proceeded to do my usual routine throughout the rest of the day. The following day was exactly the same, taking care of animals, watering crops, stalking people around town. But at the evening, I decided to smash some glittering rocks. I was hoping that I was lucky enough to get some real stuff that dropped from the rocks, and let's pretend that yes, I was very lucky and got 2 sand roses, 2 amethysts, a fluorite, and a silver from, sheer luck. No save scum was involved. I just put the rest of the rocks in my bag to try my luck again another day. We had 3 regular days in a row. I just know Aaron kept singing, "I'm just a regular, everyday, normal to himself throughout the day while doing his regular everyday normal chores and stocking activities. Oh, and to spice his day, he gave Stuart his birthday locust, and Stuart was very pleased, I think. The next morning, my yellow peppers and eggplants were ripe, so Aaron was happy that he would have some action that day. And during his daily stalking, he stopped by the windmill to make a ball of wool and proceeded to greet everyone in town since he's a polite and outstanding citizen of Zephyrtown. On the afternoon, I did my daily arrangement of the storage and finished the day by throwing myself on the river only to get a small coin. Day 75 was another regular everyday normal motherfucker day, but Aaron didn't know that during his daily town visit he would get Daisy to Green Heart. Yeah, this man is on fire, everyone loves him. Unfortunately, we don't have any events for Green Heart, we just jump from the Blue Heart event to Yellow Heart event, which is the last heart event, so yeah. Sherry is our last hope for an event in the near future until the girls start getting to Yellow Hearts. The rest of the day was again pretty normal, with the exception that I got a sea urchin while throwing myself in the river, yay! Next morning, Aaron decided to be bold. He was going to try something new. So after brushing and petting his animals, he tried to bring them all to grade outside at the same time. And it kind of worked until he got to the door, but yeah, it made my job so much easier. And while taking a stroll on the waterfall, I also got Cherry to Greenheart. Meanwhile, Felix still isn't getting to 3 hearts. Man, does he hate me? Does he think I'm stealing his daughter? He's right though, but yeah. I need a mod where I can marry all the girls. And the rest of the day was the same as usual, like you already know. Stalking people, watering, putting the animals inside again. Yeah, look at him go. Once again, I got my yellow peppers and eggplants ready, so I harvested them, watered everything again, and went to pamper my baby animals. Right now I'm doing the animal pampering after watering cause by this time, Gaia and Max already brought 1 chicken and 1 cattle outside, so I can just bring the rest. This day was also the first day of the cooking festival, and I made an omelette using oil, milk and egg from the highest rank possible, and we got a 4-star omelette. Let's hope it's enough to win this thing. After saying hello to everyone in town, I started the festival by giving Felix my omelette. He then introduced Pierre as the judge for this festival, and oh my god, I miss this baby so much! He's a bachelor in Island of Happiness and Sunshine Islands, and made some cameos as a gourmet on other installments. He's a way better choice than the old gourmet we had! And he's also the sweetest little bean that ever existed. I love him, I'm so excited to see him back! He started by judging Claire's tofu steak. Who makes tofu for a cooking competition? Oh my god, Claire. Next up was Freya, and I just knew it would go just like Karen with the failed dishes, and yeah, I was right. Then Joan made a farmer's breakfast, and I just knew she would be my biggest competition. But Pierre loved my omelette and said I had skills, so yeah, there's still hope. And I won! Yes, I won! I, who started cooking barely 77 days ago, won from a woman who cooks for a living. Aaron is the GOAT, and he got a trophy for winning the first day. Felix ended the festival by saying that tomorrow is dessert day, so yeah, I will bring my best pudding. And with that, Freya and Antoinette also got to bring hearts, so let's go! Aaron is on fire. That day, Aaron went to bed feeling like a true winner. Aaron was still so happy that he woke up throwing his pets around just for being excited, and they all loved it. And after taking care of the crops and animals, I got a cheese from the windmill that I left making the last day and went to the kitchen to make my dessert for today's judging. Instead of making pudding like I said, I decided to make a 5-star cheesecake using the Ushinotane guide, with only a cheese, a milk, and an egg, and then I headed to town. I had a pep talk with my competitors and started the festival. Claire brought a Mont Blanc that Pierre said was very good, But very good isn't good enough, is it, Claire? Freya bought a roasted salty pie, which I love how she tries. And now it's time for Joan. She brought a choco cake, but will it be better than my cheesecake? Let's see. Pierre said that my cheesecake is fantastic and perfect. Let's go! Are you gonna cry, Joan? And I won again. Yes, for winning again, I got a pink diamond, which we only get in rare occasions like this. Thank you very much, Pierre. And guess what? I finally got Felix to 3 hearts, so let's go. Yes, now we can see Sherry's blue heart events. But I needed to wait for the next Saturday or Sunday without a bazaar to trigger her event, so oh my god. How much longer will I have to wait? Yeah, a few weeks. Next day was a rainy day and you already know what that means. No watering, just taking care of the animals and leaving them inside, catching froggies, and pampering everyone in town, like a little creep. I also got to see Daisy's green heart dialogue, which was, "Isn't this a nice room? Grandma and Grandpa are so nice to let me stay here." Okay, Daisy. And we also saw Antoinette's dialogue, which was, "I've been more interested in talking to people lately. I used to shut everyone out, but you've changed that, Erin." Oh, she's starting to handle better her emotions. I'm so happy for her. She's such a precious character. And after our rounds in town, I went back to the farm and got another level up as a windmiller, becoming veteran windmiller, yes. Day 80 we started by showing some love to the pets, harvested all the yellow peppers. Yeah, we have a bunch already waiting to be sold, yes. And then I went to stalk Freya before she leaves for work. Every day when I stalk Freya, I also give Ivan a herb, and that's why he's the only character with as many hearts as the girls. And then I headed back to the farm since Gaia and Max already did their thing and took care of the animals, brushing, milking, throwing around, yeah, everything that I needed to do before arranging the storage. And yeah, when I said that we had a bunch of yellow peppers, just look at this. Oh my god. I decided to turn the milks and eggs into pudding to try and have some more space left in storage, and before heading out, I noticed today was the birthday of my baby twins and I didn't wrap anything for them. Oh, my poor babies, I'm sorry. I gave Lauren a blue magic flower and Cindy a red magic flower, which makes sense considering they're twins, but they have different personalities and taste. And they were very happy. After my rounds around town and the second shift on the farm, I went to bed. We had another rainy day on the next day, so after taking care of my animals, I went to Freya's and could see her green heart dialogue. She says, "I have a lot of job skills." Are you implying something maybe? But I feel like there's always more I can learn. I love a hardworking woman, and I love how Joan's dialogues are always gossiping about the townies. Not in a bad way, because she's a cutie, but yeah, I love the gossip. Back on the farm, I harvested the eggplants and went to the waterfall, my usual place for throwing myself, and got a glittering stone again. I decided to smash it and got lucky enough to get a silver again. Wow, I am so lucky. Isaac then woke me up the next day to tell me that the third windmill was finally ready for me to use, so now I can make a bunch of seeds. I've been saving some carrots to make the seeds, and now I can turn our newly harvested cauliflowers as well. One crop makes 2 bags of seeds, so to make 2 rows we only needed 6 cauliflowers. I left them grinding first thing in the morning and went back to the farm afterwards to work while the seeds were getting ready. When they were ready, I planted everything, fertilized everything, and went around doing my usual routine. I gave Ivan his herb for his birthday, because he's a pretty baby who deserves it, and he was very pleased. During the evening, I visited Cherry's room to check her green heart dialogue, and she said, "My father really works hard every day. I'm always worried that he's pushing himself too hard." Am I wrong to wish that their dialogues were more inclined to their affection to us? Am I being self-centered? But their dialogues are still cute. But then I went to bed that day thinking that, yeah, I need to become a better person, I think. This time, Felix was the one to wake me up in the morning to talk about the upcoming wine festival. Pretty much like the tea party, during this festival I need to provide the wine to participate. But since this is my first year, Felix was kind enough to give me the wine this time. The rest of the day was pretty much the usual, harvesting yellow peppers, again, taking care of the animals, pampering everyone in town. But this time I left some more crops grinding at the windmill and upgraded my windmiller level to Great Windmiller. Yes, I am great. After the usual throwing myself on the river, I got another glittering stone that I decided to smash, and for that I got another amethyst. Luckily. The next day was finally a bazaar day, so after feeding my pets and taking care of the animals, I made some more pudding and roasted eggplants and checked on my finished ball of woos that I decided not to take with me to the bazaar because I wanted to wait to sell all of it at the next bazaar because I knew I would meet the goal this time and didn't know if I would the next week. So I started by selling the roasted eggplants, the puddings, and the bazillion yellow peppers, and guess what? I got 70k of income that day. And I still had a bunch of yellow peppers left, but the day was ending and I needed to spend money. So I bought the bell from Felix because I need him to start selling the dog bone and the cat bell, but he still isn't selling, so maybe I'll have to buy everything he has so he starts selling it ASAP. And I finally commissioned Wilbur for the first field expansion. It's almost winter, but it's better late than never. I bought another orichalcum to upgrade the watering can and 2 mithril to make jewelry. I finished my shopping spree by buying another cat. This one, a black one that I named Nyx. Max and Nyx are 2 of my in real life cats, so I found it fitting. And with that, the bazaar was over. Before ending the day, I went to the manufacturer windmill to left a pink brooch and a light blue brooch being made, and the blue one would take 80 hours to make, while the pink one would take 143 hours. Yes, I hope the profit would be good to compensate the waiting period. The next morning, Henrique brought Nyx home and I was already showing her that she will be very loved. And with my whooping 70k of earning, I ranked first place at the bazaar. Yes, it's been a long time. It could be better if I got this weekly, but yeah, Aaron is kinda the goat. Back at the farm, I got everything ready and grabbed my wine before heading to town to participate in the wine festival. Just like the tea party, this time with Claude being responsible for the food, we gathered to savor good wine and charcuterie boards. Is Town better than everyone else? Cause yeah, again, I think we are. Claude then thanked me for the wine. That was actually all thanks to Felix by giving me good herb cheese. I love this man. I spent the rest of the day doing nothing basically before finishing the night shift and heading to bed. The 2 following days were actually another regular, everyday normal motherfucker days. But guess what happened on the 87th, fall 25? It was Freya's birthday. Freya's, my beautiful, beloved, hardworking princess business Betty. And I forgot to wrap her a present. Yes, I wanted to end myself, so I had to give her a raw red magic flower like it was nothing, but I hope she knows that she means the world even without a wrapped present. She seemed really happy and told me I had good taste, and then I went to bed that day asking for forgiveness. I'm really sorry to tell you this, but do you know what I did on day 88? Yes, the usual. I harvested the eggplants, took care of the animals, and made some more pudding. I'm a pudding expert by now, so yeah, where's my veteran pudding maker title level up? But before that, I tried to use the bell to lure my animals so I could graze them better, but honestly, I'm tired of grazing. I'm tired. They will have to be kept inside in the near future. I then went for a stroll in town, visited Angelo and admired the Felix statue that he never finishes, and left some bottled chestnuts being made at the grinding windmill before heading to bed. The next day, the only thing that was different was that the yellow peppers were ready once again instead of the eggplants. But yeah, the remainder of the day was pretty much the same, so let's head to day 90, shall we? I started day 90 by feeding my pets cause no pet would go hungry around me. And when I went outside, I saw that no crops were ready for harvest, so I just watered everything. I milked the cows, pet koan that never grows up, took everyone for a stroll outside, and went into town for my daily stocking. During this time, I invaded Raul's shop and fell direct into the triplets meeting like it was the natural thing to do. They didn't complain though, so I guess Aaron will never learn limits or boundaries and will keep invading people's homes. I finished the day by dramatically throwing myself on the waterfall once again and went home to turn my bottle chestnuts into Kurinkinton before heading to bed. Saturday arrived and with it, the bazaar didn't, cause it's Claire's birthday today. Yeah, the items hoarded in my bag and storage really don't mind waiting for one more day, Claire. That day followed as usual, but I leveled once again to expert windmiller as the gold I wished I was. I got my newly made brooches that would bring me a fortune in the future, hopefully, and went out to give Claire her own wrapped birthday gift cause who dares have a birthday on a Saturday? The first time it happened, okay, no problem. The second time, okay, no problem, but again, unacceptable. I then arranged everything in my bag and storage to get ready for the bazaar the next day and went to bed almost feeling all the money I would be making the next day. In the morning, the yellow peppers were ready and so were the cauliflowers. Do you smell that? It's the smell of money. I arrived kinda late at the bazaar that day, but that wouldn't keep me from starting my fortune. The blue brooch would sell for a whopping 28k gold, but the pink one almost 130k. Can you imagine? I'm gonna save this one to sell during the winter bazaar since I won't have crops to sell during winter. So right off the bat, I sold the blue brooch, and can you guess how much I earned by the end of the bazaar day between selling puddings, roasted eggplants, and an infinity of yellow peppers? Almost 90k gold. Yes! With that money, I bought a brown dog, which I named Apollo, a grown cow that I named Bertie, the axe and the stethoscope from Felix, and a bigger stall from Gannon so I can get rid of everything I have cause this stall is becoming too small for me. I then headed back to my farm and planted a tea 3 seed and an olive 3 seed that I also bought from Sherry today and went to have sweet dreams. It is the last day of autumn and it's also the pumpkin festival. Henrique brought Apollo over and now I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, which means 2 cows and 2 chickens that I don't need to herd anymore. Yes. I fed them and went to town to hear the bazaar announcement, knowing damn well that no one could beat my earnings or my humbleness that day. I was also the person with the most happy customers, and for that I got a good mail that I definitely won't be selling at the next bazaar, Felix, don't worry. Felix also said that we are close to becoming the best bazaar in the country, so I have a feeling that we will be expanding once more at the next bazaar. And since today is the pumpkin festival, aka Halloween, the kids in town will be stopping by to ask for some treats, so I had some Kurinkinton leftovers for them. First one was Kevin. Give me some candy or you're in trouble. Ooh, he's scary. Here's your treat, darling. At 9 a.m, the twins arrived asking for some treats as well, and Lauren was polite for both of them. I only needed to give them one dessert, even though they are 2 girls, my poor babies. They both were very happy and said their goodbyes. The rest of the day was another usual day, so let's head into winter, shall we? Winter is here, and I have a disclaimer. Winter will be a very straightforward season since we don't have crop management during this period, but we still have my birthday, Harmony Day, Starry Night Festival, and Emika's introduction coming, so stay tuned for what will happen. Since we don't need to take care of crops, let's go straight to animal care. After taking them outside, brushing and milking them, I went straight to the kitchen to prepare my puddings. I then put some fertilizer on the trees and went to town. Since the rivers are frozen this season, we have access to 2 new areas with forageables. One is following the waterfall stream where you can see that today has nothing, and the next one is on the right side of Angelo's house. After doing everything I needed on the city, I went back to the waterfall, broke the ice, and fished for a bit. But not long after that, I just started throwing myself in this freezing river cause why not? Hypothermia might spice things up for little Erin. At least we got a glittering stone, yay! And after smashing it, I got a fluorite, and then I remembered the animals outside and then didn't forget to show me how unpleasing that was for them. Sorry, girlies. Felix woke me up the next morning to tell me about the snowboard tournament that's going to happen on the 20th, and he gave me a snowboard so I can participate. Thank you, Felix. You're always very polite. After feeding my babies, I remembered I brought the stethoscope, so I used this on everybody. Gaia made sure to tell me that she doesn't trust me yet, even though I feed her every day. You will learn to love me, little Gaia. Oh, you will. And after some petting, brushing, milking, throwing, and lack of inventory, I went to the windmill to make some more bottled walnuts. Upstream, we found a random dragonfly, and during our rounds in town, I started suffering with the lack of inventory again, so I was just running around holding stuff and started gift giving just to free some space. I decided to smash some more rocks and got an amethyst and another fluorite. Aren't I lucky? And then I went to bed after throwing myself on the river again. The next day was very straightforward again, just taking care of the animals, pampering my girls, and throwing myself on the river to get a glittering stone. Okay, finally we were introduced to a new neighbor in town. Amir got here late for the party, but not as late as Emiko. I think Grand Bazaar was just saving the best for last, I guess. Amir is a prince that will be living at the hotel, and though it's supposed to be a secret that he's a prince, why not tell the random farm owner in town about that, right? Though I won't complain cause I like knowing secrets and gossiping, so I promise I won't tell. He says he doesn't want to be a burden, but appreciate my help of helping him accommodate to his new life, and then leaves. After doing my chores for the day, I went to do some training for the snowboard tournament, starting with the beginner's course. And I failed my first attempts, as you can see, like many times. But I guess the bazillion time is the charm. I then went to say hi to my new bro Amir, and he told me he has a sister back in his hometown and makes this face. Poor guy. I showed up at the cafe to give a birthday flower to Marion, and she loved it. She's so precious. And then we had some more river time before heading to bed. And now it's a bazaar day, so I did my chores, arranged the inventory, and went to the manufacturing windmill to leave my upgraded watering can being made before going to the bazaar. And I arrived like super late, but that's no problem since I have a bigger stall and can sell more products now. I started selling the puddings as always, and the rest of the 99.99 yellow peppers I still had. Amir then came up to say that my yellow pepper was calling to him. Excuse me, sir, but I think you need some therapy. But since I still needed the rap points, I decided to give it to him for free. And remember that brooch I had that sold for a bunch of money? I decided to hold on that a bit more, so I went to take a stroll and bought some more tree seeds from Sherry that I will only be able to plant when spring comes. I then commissioned another storage upgrade cause yeah, I think we are focused on hoarding in this run, so let's go all out. I also wrapped a curiquinton for Antoinette's birthday and went to my midnight session of pampering my girls before bed. It is my birthday! And I celebrated by ranking first place again, and Marion showed up to be a big supporter. I got a wool for ranking and it's not like I don't have ships, but it sells good, so thank you, Felix. I also had my everyday animal whisperer moment and went out to town to explore and throw snowballs like they are chickens. And finally, we unlocked Sherry's blue harvest. We start by seeing Felix ask Sherry if she knows that he appreciates everything that she does, and she instantly knows that something's up and asks, "What's gotten into you? Are you okay?" He tells her that he feels bad for making her take care of all the chores, and she replies by saying, "You're the mayor. You have to take care of a whole last town." But he still feels bad, and then we show up very nonchalantly, like we are not really interrupting a conversation. And Felix, as the only person with boundaries in this game, asks if Aaron is eavesdropping. "Yes, sir, I am." Sherry tells her father to calm down and proceeds to apologize to us. And obviously, as someone who doesn't have the word boundaries in his dictionary, Aaron asks, "What's up?" Sherry answers that she doesn't know, she was just cleaning, and Felix started apologizing. Felix then explains that Sherry's mom passed away right after she was born and then he raised her all by himself. And since he wasn't really good with the chores, she eventually took over them, and he feels terrible that she spends a lot of time doing chores and didn't have time to be a normal young woman. I adore a loving and doting father. She then replies, "You don't have to worry about that. I don't mind at all. Besides, when I'm married, I have to do my share of the chores." Felix then loses it. And she then throws it at us. Yeah, I guess we will never make it to day 100 because we will be unalived by Felix on day 99. On the day we were born. How ironic. She tells us to run away, and we do exactly as she said. Aaron then spent the rest of the day pretending that nothing happened and fearing Felix showing up to get him any minute. I made some more jewelry, and Aaron went to bed with one eye open. It is day 100, and as you can see, we are still alive, so maybe Felix calmed down a bit. This day was pretty straightforward and nothing really stood out. It was just another regular everyday normal motherfucker day, and since we still have a few days until the end of winter, Emiko didn't make an entrance yet, so let's stick until she shows up by the beginning of year 2, shall we? The next 2 days were pretty much the same, with low to zero interesting things happening, besides getting my girls Daisy and Freya to Yellowheart, and we got to see Daisy's Yellowheart dialogue, which was... I broke a dish again. I just forget what I'm doing sometimes. Which shows that she's a klutz, but we already knew that. Yeah, not really emotional as we would like for a high-level friendship interaction to be. The next day was the dog festival, so let's see how our baby Gaia is gonna perform, shall we? No pressure. I did my morning routine of taking care of the animals and foraging until it was noon and I could start a festival. First competitor was Larkin and second one was Bernie, and it's a race like the cow festival? Creative. And surprisingly, we won! I really couldn't believe it because Gaia didn't have really that much affection with me, but for that, me and Gaia won an emerald, and she won't be doing much with it, so yeah, it's mine now. I went around wanting to see everyone congratulate me, and I mean everyone, but Amir wasn't anywhere to be seen, so I went to the hotel and there he was, all alone. "Dude, it's a festival day, why are you here all alone?" asking me about the farm. For winning, Gaia earned a lot of hearts, which really is a big win, so yes. The next day was very straightforward, again, taking care of animals, foraging, eating snowballs, hoping for good things to be hidden inside. But one thing that we got was Cherry to Yellowheart after winning the dog festival, so now we are only missing Antoinette. And the first thing I did the next morning after eating my pets was show up to Sherry's house to check her new dialogue. "Aaron, you're such a hard worker. I should follow your example. I'm going to work harder." Precious. After that, I went to Freya's and she said, "I've got to do some research for work. Wanna help me?" Just kidding. I know you're busy with the farm. She's trying to include us while still being considerate of her work. Yes, I love her. Afterwards, I headed to Antoinette and gave her her birthday present, and she didn't even flinch, so yeah, I guess we are still at Green Heart, I suppose. And after eating some more snowballs and taking care of the animals, I finished my day. And this day we have the bazaar, so I headed to the windmill after taking care of the animals and grabbed 2 blue necklaces that were ready and my balls of wool. I set one necklace along with a variety of other items, including some cauliflowers that were still hanging around, and sold a bunch while Amir kept showing up to offer me emotional support. With 100k in my pockets, I bought 2 more pets, a cat named Salem after my own in real life baby, and a dog named Zeus to follow the divine vibe we're going for the dogs. I ordered another storage expansion from Wilbur, more ores from Lloyd, and sold the rest of my balls of wool. I ended the day pocketing almost 100k from the bazaar, and yeah, we are getting rich. I also left some more jewelry being made and went off to bed. And now it's Winter Harmony Day, so this means I will be getting chocolate from the girlies. What I also got was another wool from Felix for ranking first place in earnings, and he told us we became the best bazaar in the country. And with that, Wilbur and Claire will open stalls and we will get the fortune teller and the lucky lotto. Then I headed back to my farm to prepare to receive some chocolate. First one showing up was Sherry, like she promised. She said she brought me a gift for giving choco cookies for her on Valentine's Day, and after that she quickly left. Next one was Antoinette, and she kinda repeated what Sherry said. Yes. Then it was time for Freya, and she also repeated the same script, but with a blushing face. And you know that for me that's a win. And last but not least was Daisy, again following the script, but with the addition of saying that she made it herself. Cutie. Thank you, baby. And that afternoon, Aaron threw himself happily into the river and went to bed feeling blissful. Winter 15 was a peaceful snowy day, which meant that the cats wouldn't hurt the chickens, but the dogs did with the cows. So does this mean that the chickens are fragile? More fragile than the cows? I don't know, maybe? And I finally got Antoinette to Yellowheart, and her dialogue was the cutest of the 4. What do you do on your farm? I just find you interesting, Erin. I love how she opened up to us. Oh my god, she deserves the world. And that was the highest point of the day, so Erin didn't care for anything else. I woke up the next day and went to check the calendar, and we have the snowboard tournament coming up after the bazaar on Saturday, the Starry Night on the 24th, and the New Year's Eve. For birthdays, we only have Amir's and Angelo's coming up, and then we are done with gift wrapping. For this year, at least. I was actually very excited to end the year and finally meet Emiko that I was just rushing through winter like my life depended on it. So nothing really stood out this day except finding lots and lots of glittering stones around, which is a thing that happens during winter. Lucky for us, cause we need them to find the gems and ores to make more jewelry to make us more rich. The next day was pretty much the same again. Animals eating snowballs, foraging glittering stones, but I unlocked Antoinette's yellow heart event. Yes, her last heart event. She showed up at my house to open her heart to us and obviously we let her in. Erin, I don't know what to do. Mother sent me a letter. She said I should come study in the city for design. I'm interested in fashion design and I know there's lots to learn if I'm serious about it. I want to learn. I really do. But do I really have to go to the city for that? I don't know if I want to move away right now. I'm sure you're like, how should I know? But I thought that maybe you would have advice. And our options were really deep. I mean, deep as a saucer. I told her to listen to her heart when in real life Mel would be screaming, "Girl, just go! You can come back after you finish, you can visit us, I can visit you. You know, we can have a long distance relationship. Go! It's a great opportunity." But Erin told her to listen to her heart, which was a good answer. And she was like, "You really think so?" Then Erin did this. She obviously thought it was very cute because she asked if we were trying to cheer her up. Silly. She loves us. At least we Me and little Erin, we made her feel better because now in a better headspace she could think better about it. She then went home and I went straight to bed. Next day was a simple day like all the other days in winter, so I won't be taking too much of your time on this one. So let's move on to Saturday, where we have the action. We began Saturday by eating the infinite number of pets I have now and feeding all those mouths. After petting, brushing, and milking all my animals, I made puddings and went to the bazaar to open my stall. I started by selling 2 blue brooches that are sold for 28k, some puddings, and more lavender. With that, and after selling some balls of wool, by 2 p.m. we had 84k of earnings. I then went to take a stroll and see the new shops, so I paid $100 for a fortune reading, and the guy said, "Jumping will bring you happiness. Jump." But I already knew that, old man. I do that since day one. I also didn't have luck while playing on the Lucky Lotto, but oh well. I robbed Angelo's and Amir's birthday gifts and went to Lloyd's to buy some more ores for jewelry making. Claire was selling food and Isaac had an information booth. And since I was feeling rich, I commissioned the third and last field expansion from Wilbur and Gannon's last storage expansion. And then I started feeling poor, so I sold another necklace and boosted my earnings a lot. With that, I decided to buy the last cookware that we needed, the seasonings, and some fried avocado from Claire to gift Sherry. And since Felix still wasn't selling the cat bell or the dog bone, I bought the skateboard to see if with that he would start selling the training items that I need for my pets. Aaron then started feeling a bit tired after spending so much money that day, so yeah, he just left some more jewelry being made and also left the watering can upgrading once more. Another day, another first place. All thanks to the jewelry, thank you very much. And then Claire was the menace to Wilbur, my poor guy. And this time I got a can of mint tea and went back home to pamper my animals and leave everything ready at the farm before heading to town to participate in the snowboard tournament. Marshall and Ash were my competitors for the beginner's course, and I was praying that I wouldn't fail since it's the beginner's course. And I swear to God, I was shaking praying that I didn't bump on anything because I wouldn't save scum for this. I wouldn't. And I didn't. Guys, we made first place on my first try. First and only try. So, yes. And for winning, I got a sand rose. And you know what that means, right? Yeah, more jewelry. Everyone congratulated me for the gold I am. And then I headed back home, checked the relationship tab. And we are mostly at around 3 hearts with the townies. So, feeling happy, I went to bed. The next 3 following days were pretty much the usual again. Eating, feeding, petting, milking, puddings, eating again. The only difference is that on day 115, I became Windmiller Hero, which really says a lot about me, and on day 116, we could ask one of the girls to spend the starry night together. Actually, they invited us, and I confess that I did some save scan to see all their scenes, but to not show you footage of days 23 and 24 4 times, one for each girl, I'm just gonna show you the final day and their 4 scenes on the 24th, okay? So finally, being officially on day 117, I eagerly got up, took care of my animals and went to town to pamper everyone. Since the final scene I was seeing was Freya's, I couldn't enter her house, Ivan and Dirk's, or the cafe. Neither did I see any of the characters that would be participating since I would be spending the night with them. But the rest of town was following their schedules as normal. So starting with Daisy, we went to the hotel to spend the night with her. "Good evening, Aaron. Everybody is waiting." Then everybody says hello to me and we proceed to have dinner off screen. After dinner, we are seen outside the hotel. "Thank you for coming with me. Let's do this again next year." "Thank you, Aaron. Have a safe walk home." And then we leave. Yeah, very emotional dinner, yeah. Second one was the date with Antoinette at the mayor's house. I enter the mayor's house and I'm greeted by Sherry, who says that everyone is waiting, and then I follow her. Erin is happy to see Antoinette and she says, "You took your time." Kinda like the tsundere she is, and then Claude and Felix are happy to see me, and Sherry says that we have a lot to eat, and then we proceed to have dinner off screen. Just like with Daisy and now outside Antoinette's house, since we walked her home, she says, "I'm glad you came out with me. I had fun today. Thanks, Erin. Be safe on your way back home." And then Erin heads home while she watches. Next one was baby Sherry at her house, and the scene wasn't very different from Antoinette's, to be honest. We are once again greeted by her and she says, "I'm glad to see you, Erin. Everyone else is already here. Follow me." And then we go inside, just like with Antoinette's. This time we just don't interact with Antoinette. And the rest was just like the same. And this time outside the mayor's house, Sherry says, "Thank you for coming today. I had a really wonderful time. We should do this next year too. Be careful on your way home. I'll see you tomorrow." And then she watches while I walk back home. Last but not least, it's time for the beloved Freya scene at the cafe. I enter the cafe and everyone is already there. Joan then said, "Looks like everyone's here." And Marion said that they made plenty of food, so we should eat up. Yeah, we actually didn't have any interaction with Freya prior to this, but okay. At least after dinner, we walk her home and she says, "Thank you for coming today, Erin. It was really fun. We should do it again next year. I'm glad you agree. Well, I hope I'll see you again tomorrow, Erin." That night, Aaron went to bed feeling blessed by the gods for spending night with his favorite girls, each in one dimension. The next morning, I made sure that my bazillion pets wouldn't go hungry on me, just like my chickens and cattle. I stopped by the cafe and decided to buy a few cookies for Daisy, and on my way to the hotel, I said hello to Raoul and completely ignored his brothers. I also stopped by Ivan's to give him a lavender and threw myself on the river to get a can. Saturday arrived, and with it, no bazaar since it was Amir's birthday. I began the morning by checking on my furry and feathered girlies to see how they feel about me, and gave Amir his birthday present once I had the chance. He thanked me politely, and in the afternoon I unlocked Daisy's yellow and last heart event. I walk on her chilling by the frozen river, and she seems a little down or frustrated. I then asked what's going on, and she says, "Hey Aaron," kinda sad. "I accidentally broke one of Grandpa's favorite vases, but he didn't get angry with me or scold me. In fact, he asked if I was okay and made sure that I wasn't hurt. I feel so bad about it. I know how much that vase meant to him, but he was still only worried about me. How could I be so careless? I'm so mad at myself." And then we had the option of telling her to not feel down or to try harder than, and that's what we said, try harder than, Daisy. "Yeah, I need to be more careful and do a better job. I can fix that vase, but I can make sure I never break another one." She then jumped happily and said, "I'm not going to let this mistake stop me." "You always know what to say, Aaron. I don't know how to thank you." Then she got close to me with a little music note, and I don't know what this means, but okay. After the event, she was the first one to evolve to Orange Heart, so we are getting there, yes. I stopped by the hotel late at night to check her Orange Heart dialogue, and she said that she has 3 older brothers, 2 older sisters, 2 younger sisters, and 1 little bro. Okay, who has 9 kids in this economy? Yeah, that night I went to bed shocked. The next morning I ate some snowballs and foraged a bit more before heading nonchalantly to the bazaar, knowing full well I would profit like crazy that day. I started by selling my jewelry along with my puddings and balls of wool. By 1 PM I had earned almost 100k, which is crazy. So I bought more ores to finish upgrading the watering can and the hoe before winter ends, and bought the dog bone that finally Felix decided to sell, yeah. And I also bought chocolate for Freya. Also, while prepping for spring, I bought the asparagus seeds from Chan and some potato seeds from Raoul, and decided to buy more ores from Lloyd. A nice day of spending money. Another peaceful day starts with me ranking first place at the bazaar earnings again, which isn't a surprise, but I feel kinda cheating with the jewelry stuff, but okay. While heading to town, I unlocked a random event between Sherry and Antoinette. Sherry walks to our goth icon and Antoinette says that Sherry looks very happy. Sherry explains that she's been receiving a lot of compliments on the necklace she got from Antoinette, and then she says that she made it especially for Sherry to match her eyes and hair. Sherry says that she would treasure it forever and Antoinette thanks her. I love seeing my girls happy. I proceed to give Angelo a flower for his birthday and he thanks me for it. Then I leave my watering can and hoe upgrading and head to the farm to train the dogs, which I spent a lot of the rest of the day doing. Next day I was really focused on training the dogs so they can level their herding skills ASAP, cause yeah, I need them to herd more cows so I don't have to. So yeah, run after the bone, my boys, a million times a day. And as we approached the end of the year, after pampering all my animals, I went to the cafe and bought some bread that Cherry likes. I then headed to the hotel to give all the bread she could eat, and with that we reached the Orange Heart with Cherry. Bread really was the secret. The rest of the day? Yeah, dog training until my hands bleed. It is the last day of the year, and with that we have a celebration in town during the evening. So before heading there, I did everything I needed to do on the farm, which wasn't really much. And then I left the tools upgrading again, and when it was time, we began the New Year countdown. 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! Yay! We celebrated by eating lots, which is the real meaning of any holiday, to be honest. And then I went to bed feeling very excited because it's almost time to meet the one. Everything is green again! Okay, this is the last day of this challenge and it was such a nice ride and I was feeling very happy while giving love to my pets and animals. I went to the windmill to get my hoe and watering can and headed back to prepare our fields for the new crops. And with the upgraded tools, our lives will be so much easier this year and maybe, possibly, we can stop relying on the jewelry for money, I think. I sowed some potato seeds and had to stop to take a deep breath for messing with the field's pattern, but okay. And then I planted my asparagus seeds. I went around town giving a last round of greetings and pamperings for now and headed back to my farm to plant the tree seeds that I had bought early winter from Cherry's stall. When 9 p.m. hit, I knew it was time. It was time! I headed to the waterfall area very nonchalantly and noticed something behind the waterfall. As the brave girl I am, or boy, I went inside the light, which teleported us to a strange dimension or something. And while feeling very confused, Emiko appeared by the side of a new visitor, which is unusual for obvious reasons. I'm Emiko. What's your name? I am the love of your life, darling. I see. Interesting. Yeah, she's buying it. Nice to meet you, Erin. Oh my god, look at her! Oh, I always thought that she was gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I don't know if it's the Eastern vibe, I don't know, but she's gorgeous. I went back home to grab a mint to give her, and back at the waterfall, I went inside her house like the home invader I am. She said that there's nothing there for me, but she's wrong, cause there's you, baby. You're here. I proceed to give her the mint, and she said, thank you. Oh my god. Gorgeous. Yeah, I was over the moon while going back home, and something noticed and followed me home. And it was actually Ethel and the pervert Stuart. They cut the chase and told me that they know that I am in love, which is obvious because I have so much love in my heart for all the girls in town. Stuart then gives me the blue feather he used to propose to Ethel many years ago, and now we have the means to propose. I just need to have them at Red Heart, buy the big bed, and see all their events, and finally decide who will be the one who should be the chosen. With that ginormous question in mind, I went to bed. If you watched until here, I want you to know that I love you. I'm playing what we have for now. We still need the greenhouse, and yeah, we still need to fish and catch some insects to 100% this. And for the goals for this challenge, I didn't meet them. Like, I had actually just one goal, which was seeing all the girlies heart events, and I'm still missing Freya's and Cherry's. And for the bazaar, we still need 2 more expansions. We are right now at 50%, so yeah, we are halfway through. If you're interested in seeing me play 100 more days, let me know who I should get married to, cause yeah, this is the big question. I was actually having another idea, which was playing again from scratch as the female character to see the boys' things and trying to do better choices right from the beginning so we can compare to this one, how far we can get. Yeah, that would take me forever, like 100% the boys file and the girls file, but it would be fun. And yeah, I also want to experience the boys before the remake because it's been years since I've last played as the girl character. Yeah, at this point I think I'm just crazy for wanting to do both, but I really want to experience the girl character because it's been years and I want to see the boys' hard events again and see how they develop to prep for the remake so I can have the full experience. So yeah, I really think I'm crazy. And since I know Grand Bazaar is very simple, it doesn't have that many things to do, and the challenge isn't that much of a wild ride besides having my dramatic self involved and the nostalgia involved, I'm also in the process of making other challenge videos. Another old Harvest Moon game, cause yeah, I just keep replaying them, and when I finish everything I just go back and start playing Harvest Moon all over again. It's a thing. But when I was warming up for Guardians of Azuma, I recorded Rune Factory 5 and Rune Factory Tides of Destiny. But since Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma is almost here, we have 1 week left from when I'm recording now, so yeah, I will just stop everything and probably my next content will be about Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. So stay tuned! Okay, but let me stop my yapping right here because if not I will just ramble forever. So go forth, stay hydrated, and see you in the next harvest. Bye bye!